Hello everyone, welcome to this video. The Flying Scotsman here, and today I thought I would revisit the iBook G3, more specifically setting up the iBook G3 with both macOS 9.2.2 and macOS 10. Now I did a video about this a few years back, and one of the comments that I got was that it was a really messy way of installing OS 9, because the method that I used was to copy the classic folder, the classic system folder, off the CD and then boot up classic mode with the installer and try and install it that way. That works, and it works pretty well, but it is a messy way of doing things. And the reason I had to do it that way is because I could not find a macOS 9 CD that would actually work with this machine. Well, I thought I'd give it another shot, and this evening, this morning actually, it's 2:30 in the morning here, this morning I managed to find a CD image from the Macintosh Garden of a universal macOS 9.2.1 installer, which was submitted in 2014. So I went ahead and downloaded that, and I've booted my iBook G3 from it. Now, for those of you wondering what machine this is, I believe this is a 14-inch iBook G3 Snow, so it's a second kind of run, if you will. The original iBook was a G3 powered thing that, you know, kind of looked like a clamshell. Very nice machines, wouldn't mind having one of those. But, you know, those are pricey. These, at the moment, are not too bad. You can get one pretty reasonably, I think, anyway. This one was bought for me for my birthday back in 2015 by Road Geek. So, you know, it's quite funny because now I've sent him an iBook G3. I bought it on eBay thinking it was a G4, and it turned up it was a G3, and I know that Road Geek, the Nostalgia Mall now, sorry, I should try and update myself. It's a Nostalgia Mall and has been basically, I think, since January the 1st. Well done, Jay. No, I sent Road Geek a 12-inch iBook G3 a wee bit back because I knew he was looking for a classic Mac. But no, I have this one, and it's been running OS 10 and the basically kind of makeshift installed macOS 9 for some time now. Now, there's a couple of ways I could go about this. I could dual boot between macOS 9 and macOS 10. You know, put them on different partitions, but actually I think I'm going to install them both on the same partition. Hopefully that should be doable. Now, obviously I'm booted up into macOS 9.2.1, and I'm booted up into the installer environment, so I should be able to go right ahead. It's macOS 9.2.1. Now, for those of you who are wondering what the specs of this machine are, I have this has a PowerPC G3 running at 800 megahertz, backed up by some RAM. I can't remember how much. 256 megs. So that's pretty good. And that's pretty good. And it's got I think it's a 50 gig hard disk. I know it's a bit non-standard, but you know, it's working. So, you know, that's good. Everything on it works. It's got an ATI video card of sorts. It has a small kind of smash in the corner, unfortunately. Well, you kind of noticed that recently. But apart from that, I mean, it's got a couple of rubber feet missing, but, you know, it does work, and it works well. So it's a good example of it. You know, it certainly wouldn't pass for any kind of Macintosh Concourse kind of thing, but, you know, as a machine to use and run stuff on, it does work. So, what will we do? Well, we're going to install macOS 9. Before we do that, we want to reinitialize the hard disk, format it essentially. So, in order to do that, I'm going to go to the macOS 9 DVD, CD. I keep saying DVD, it's a CD. My head might get in the way. I do apologise for that, actually, if that does happen. I'm going to go down to Utilities. Oops, no, that's the System folder. Well done. I'm going to remember how scrolling works. And then we've got Drive Setup. So I want to double click on that. And it's found the Macintosh HD and the 922 macOS disk. 921 rather. So I'm going to select Macintosh HD, click Initialize. Initializing will destroy all data on the following volumes. Macintosh HD. And then that's basically going to go away. It's going to blank the hard disk. And now it says Untitled. I don't want to call it Untitled. But what we can do now is we can quit. And then I want to rename this. So I'll just click. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, there we go. Gonna click in the right way and then you can rename it. Macintosh HD. Good. Now, I'll close out of that and I'll close out of Utilities. And now I'm going to go to macOS Install. Excellent. Oh, this program cannot run on your computer. Okay, let's try this one. This program cannot run on your computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try another disk. Now this one will work. Well, it will boot, but it'll only boot in 640 by 480. Now, I think I've got this one to work before, but I think what I'm going to try and do is use the video extensions from the 921 disk. So I'll install this and I'll mess about with some of the extensions, which is a bit hokey, but it might do. The reason I'm messing about with this way is because, well, I just don't have the original restore media for this machine. I would like to get it. If anyone can help me out with that, you know, an iBook G3 Snow 14-inch, you know, G3 800 megahertz. If anyone can help me out with getting the original macOS 9 to restore or whatever, then please do. Because I just love it when people criticise videos on YouTube going, oh, this is bad and that's bad, or what have you, and it's, and the reason, you know, and it's like, you're aware of this, but you're doing it a certain way because you have to, because you don't have the resources to do it properly. It's like, look, if you're just going to sit there and criticise, are you going to dig deep and buy me the discs so that I can actually do it properly to your liking? Your Majesty. In which case I should set up a PO box. Okay, so as you can see, this is postage stamp sized. But we have the installer. It is actually going to install, so I don't know what's with that. I know I could probably copy some extensions from one disk to another and re-image it and all that good stuff. Might consider doing that as well. But anyway, let's install. So we've got destination disk Macintosh HD. That's good. That's the disk that we initialized. Perform clean installation. Yep, that's what I want to do. Now, yep, I want to continue. And once again, I want to continue. Agree. Now, I want to customize the install. I want to install pretty much... I'm going to install pretty much everything, because I can. Network access, text-to-speech. I'll install the network assistant client as well. Right. So you can do customized installation of things. So I've decided to install the everything. That's probably not the best way to go about it, I'm aware of this, but I do have the universal access stuff in here, including close view, which is a magnifier. P.S. It's absolutely terrible, but it's better than nothing. Update Apple hard drivers and create installation report. Right, I think I'm about done with this. So what I'm going to do is click next. And what that's going to do is it's going to install it. Installing macOS 9.2.2 onto Macintosh HD. Wasn't that nice? This will take a few minutes. So I'm actually going to go make a cup of tea because I need one. Okay, one freshly made cup of tea later and we're installed. Now I love this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just mess with the brightness. There we go. This installation process has been finished. Click on quit to leave the program. Click continue to install other software. Right. That's a bit... I've always found that quite interesting. Anyway. So now we need to shut down. So to do that, we go to special. Well, we want to restart. So I'm just going to... There we go, we've got the Mac chime, the bong. You know, people call this the Macintosh bong. Can you imagine if someone actually hacked the ROM so you actually heard the sound of someone smoking out of a bong? So it's just like bubble, 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 like blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we are installed. And yeah, the power supply is a bit whiny. It's one of these replacement power supply deals. I don't like it. I want an original Apple one. Which I hope I will get at some point. Oh yeah, macOS takes a while to load the first time. I forget these classic versions. You can tell this isn't for this machine because it's not coloured at white, which it would normally do. So anyway, now it's time to actually go through the first time setup. But before I do that, I'm going to go to the close view control panel. I think I've started to kind of get it going. Magnification on. There we go. Magnification, Command Option X. Alright, yeah. Excellent. So, welcome to the macOS Setup Assistant. Thank you. British, and no, they're not going to release an update for this. What is my name? I'm Jay Wakefield. What is the time? 3:04. This machine is very good at keeping time, it would seem. Probably because I'm on a network and it's currently Edinburgh, Scotland. How did it know? No, don't want the simple stuff. Computer network introduction. Yeah, this is definitely not the right disk. See, it's not even acknowledging that it's an iBook. Do I want to have a shared folder? Why not? This assistant is now ready to make the basic settings to your computer system software and set it up for use in a local network. Sure it is. Okay, so it could get me to use the internet setup wizard. Oh look, airport setup assistant, so it's at least detected that. Yes, I do have an airport card in this system. Right, so I have obviously burned another macOS disk. So, well, we're going to go back to the one that we were booted from before. I'm going to see about extensions. Okay, so we've got the 922 disk in. That's the one we actually wanted. So, the next question is, could I potentially install this version? Ah, see, that's interesting. It's actually going to let me. So that is nice and interesting. So hopefully I should be able to do a an upgrade install. So that's what that would do. If I wanted a clean install, it would probably install a fresh copy. Not necessarily a bad thing. Could I remove? Well, you know what? It doesn't hurt to give it a go. So I'll be back once that's installed. Good news, everyone! I managed to get macOS 9.2.2 installed on here. However, the display drivers, well, their indolence is inefficacious. And as such, I still have teeny tiny desktop mooper. And I'm gonna... I really don't know what to do about this. Anyway, I'm gonna see what... see, it just seems to be the same. Just seems to be the same tired old mess. One resolution, one color depth, and it says 1024 by 768, and that's only for the yeah, that seems to only be, like, you know, the scaling, if you will. Generic profile, RGB profile. Yeah, so that. So I really don't know what's with that, because if I boot from this CD, it will boot in full screen mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look in the system folder and see, you know, if I can find any extensions that could help. So for example, this one, ATI driver update. Now, so if I want to install an extension, what I can do is I can go to Macintosh HD. Yeah, I've got system folder, previous system folder. That's good. I'm glad that they've done that. With that, I can drop that into the trash and empty it. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Right, I don't need the previous system folder. This one is all nice and up to date with macOS 9.2.2 on it. That's a good cup of tea. Anyway, so we have that. So I'm going to go into the actual system folder. There we go. And then I can go into extensions. And then let's see if I can drag this in. Let's hope it's not already. Oh, it's a newer item named ATI driver update. You know what, why not? I'll give up. So, yeah. So anyway, let's see. This goes to use an extension. Generally, what you have to do is restart your machine, and then the extension will load up. Right, so that still doesn't seem to want to work. Now I wonder if it's possible to download an extension separately for this machine. You know, for the video drivers. And at this moment, I've not even tested the sound. I mean, does it even have sound? Yeah, it appears to, I think. Let's just clear view. Yep. And it has Wi-Fi, and I think it has connectivity. I mean, I probably should, you know, connect to the internet. Anyway, I think I'm going to try and find a driver for this. Well, after another visit to the internet, I've been told that, well, I read somewhere that macOS 9.2.2 for the eMac should have the drivers that I'm needing. So, well, why don't we give that a shot? And this is a universal install disk. Alright, hopefully this works. Pocket Media 1. Pocket Media... What? I'm sorry, what? It's... Did I not finish this? Did I not finalize this disc? Ugh. Well, I have reason to believe that the optical drive is on its way out. However, I did finally manage to get this disc spun up, and I've copied the ATI extension to the extensions folder. It's not giving me any dire warnings about the version on there being newer than the one I'm copying. So let's restart and see what happens. Okay, well, it's adjusted the display brightness this time, so this might be a good sign. In fact, it is a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually seeing some extensions, and it's not actually made the screen go into dinky-doo kind of mode anymore, so that is a good thing. And there we go. We have gotten somewhere. So this is obviously not the original install by any stretch of the imagination. Look at that. Have the bloody icons are right in the middle of the desktop. What's all that about? Hold down the... I wouldn't have mind, but I'm still not able to empty the trash. As this previous system folder in there, and it's not letting me get rid of it. But yeah. So we finally have a full screen display. Let's have a look at the number of colours that we have. We can go into this thing, and look, we have 640 by 480, and as you can see, it's actually scaling it to the screen instead of just kind of showing it as it was, kind of in the middle of the screen. So we've got 256 colours, thousands, millions, 640 by 480, 800 by 600, and 1024 by 768. And colour, we've got the colour LCD. No longer are we having to cope with absolute rubbish anymore. So there we go. Let's see, can I there we go. Can arrange the icons in a more civilized manner. So there you have it. That's macOS 9 installed. So yeah, I mean, finally. So if you have one of these machines yourself and you install it using a universal installer, then what you want to do is get the control panel. What you want to do is grab the control panel from the ATI driver updater extension for this system from the eMac. So there you have it. So, you know, hopefully I'll be able to get more stuff going. I know, for example, if I wanted to, I could install Office 98 on here. Maybe Clardas Works 5, or, you know, anything like that, you know. But actually, for the time being, what I'm actually wanting to install is Mac OS X Tiger. So I think that's what I will do. So in order to do that, I'll put the Tiger disk in my computer. Mac OS X install DVD. Apparently we're rebuilding the desktop file now. So the DVD laser seems to read absolutely beautiful on this. The only issue that we really have, I think, is with the CD laser. It happens. I've had drives where I've had combi drives where the CD reading, writing portion is gone and the DVD reading and writing is fine, and well, this must be the other way around. So there we have it. We've got install Mac OS X and yeah, just basically all that kind of stuff. I must admit, it's kind of funny seeing that Xcode tools folder with that icon in Mac OS 9. But I love how the install Mac OS X icon is actually the regular Mac OS install icon, the classic one. So if I want to install Mac OS X, what I do is obviously restart and then click the button below to restart your computer to begin the installation process. Now, do I trust that this is actually going to... No, I don't. Startup disk was unable to select the install CD as a startup disk. Well, that's fine. I don't need that. We don't need that anymore. What I can do is just, well, restart the machine and press and hold the C button. And that will, of course, boot up into the CD. I mean, obviously it will take some time. And obviously the installation for Tiger itself will take quite a lot of time. There it is. As you can see, it's just kind of came up with the Apple logo. Now I know some of you will be thinking, why install Tiger on this? Why not install something like Jaguar or even Panther? Tiger won't run that well in a PowerPC G3. Now normally I would be the sort of person who would say, yeah, you know, you're right, you know, I think I'll install something that's a little bit more appropriate, you know, to the era that this machine is from. However, I have good reasons for installing Tiger. Firstly, it's a PowerPC G3 800. This runs Tiger just fine. The second thing is, this machine, well, Tiger was the first version of macOS 10 to come with large mouse pointer support. Well, it actually was the first one to actually come with large, you know, scalable mouse pointers in it. So while the magnification's been there for quite a long time, it's the larger mouse pointers I find quite essential. You know, they made their first appearance in Tiger. Otherwise, I would have no doubt went with Panther. You know, I wouldn't mind being able to mess about with early versions of macOS 10, you know, earlier than Tiger, but to be honest, it's the best one for me, given, you know, given my set of difficulties that I have. Right, good. Welcome to macOS 10 installer. I forget these other ones can actually boot quite quickly from a CD. These older ones. Okay, so I can install a Macintosh HD. I think this must be a 60 gig drive. Yeah, that would make more sense actually. Options. Install macOS. Erase and install. No, I just want to install it. So now obviously the laser is the laser in that drive is now doing the cha-cha slide, and will proceed to install macOS 10 Tiger, you know, when it realises it's not October 2003 anymore. There you go. So I will leave this to install because, I mean, obviously it's going to restart a couple times during the installation process. So I'll come back once we're about ready to continue with the next step. Now macOS 10.4 Tiger is installed, and I've also installed some of the updates as well. So what's happened to my OS 9 install? Well, that is now available through classic mode. Now, if I'd have wanted to, I could have dual booted this with macOS 9 and macOS 10. I thought I would have been able to start either one or the other, but maybe not from the same hard disk partition. But I could have started. I could have dual booted these if I wanted, but to be honest, I actually prefer having classic mode because it allows me to run apps for classic macOS, but it also allows me to use macOS 10's features. So, you know, I've got networking with Windows shares and what have you, and I've got macOS 10's magnifier, which is, let's be honest, much better than Clearview. Now here's something that should suitably show off classic mode on the Mac. And this is Oregon Trail. Now, a lot of you who played this on Apple machines might have remembered playing it more on something like an Apple II than a Macintosh, but hey ho. So we have the classic environment up and running. So let's install it, and well, we get to see that it's you know, we've got the macOS dialogues. Let's see, where do we want to install it? I want to install it in Applications, macOS 9, and there you go. And there it is. Nice. Installation was successful, blah blah blah. Yep, great. Unable to locate data files. Yeah, that's funny. Register later, I think. I love how all these software titles are coming with AOL free trial. Oh, damn it. They're all here, guys. You know, it's time to stop. Ah, there we go. Just run it from the CD. There we go. So, one thing I like about this is I can use my magnifier. See? So I get the so I get all the fun of running older software with the benefit of having modern day features like a magnifier that actually kind of works. And I realise that I've just basically pulled myself into a game of Oregon Trail here. So yeah, I think it's time to stop here. So I think I will end this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching me rebuild the software on this iBook. But thank you for Sansu 350A was bitten by a snake. That's brilliant. But I hope you'll all join me for my next video. Thank you for watching. Cheery bye.